thanks to Anna pointing this out to me, that there is strong emerging evidence Gen Z is indeed less sexually active, dating less compared to previous generations.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy, Flossie, letting you know what's up on what's going down. Go ahead and hit that like button for your boy. So I came across this clip a while ago, and I always wanted to do a little chat about it. I found it interesting, you feel me? Basically the women on this panel are finding out through a survey that a lot of dudes ain't getting coochie cheeks like they thought. But I'm gonna go ahead and let this play, and throughout it, I'm gonna let you know what I'm thinking.
Yes.
What's going on, guys?
So many things.
Okay, I can't wait to hear what you have to say about this. But first, let me set it up and give you the deets. Okay, what's going on? So, Indiana University, for instance, did a study, and they found in their study of men between the ages of 18 to 24. So we're talking about the time when they like really want to get it on, usually, right?
Yes.
Only one in 3 of them reported no sexual activity in the past year. 1 in 3.
Yeah.
So 1/3 of young men in that age group, no sex at all.
Yeah.
And I want to know why.
What you mean why? It ain't easy for every man to get ass, man. Yo, it cracks me up when some women act so surprised about these type of topics, because they'll have this perception of all men. Like all dudes get ass and, you know, got a roster of chicks, you feel me? But they're really only thinking about those specific men that they're attracted to, you feel me? And excluding everyone else. More men than they think ain't waxing no cheeks, ain't counting pimples on not one booty, you feel me? Not one booty. And I think this is hard for some women to accept because they have that perception and some lack that ability to empathize. For example, I got a homegirl, we stay going back and forth, you know, playfully, of course, but she honestly thinks that all men got at least a 5-girl rotation. Like, oh, all of y'all got at least 5 to 6 girls on your roster. I'm like, wait, what? What are you talking about? What? She be like, I see you get girls. I'm like, okay, cool. Not to boast, I've had my fair share of cheekage, but I'm unique in my own right, and women were attracted to that and gravitated towards that. The average Joe doesn't have that luxury. The average Joe ain't Mr. Charisma. And it's not like I never had a drought. So I could empathize to an extent and understand. Some dudes just ain't got it like that. It ain't easy for everybody.
Published in the Archives of Sexual Behavior, the study is the first to include such a comprehensive assessment of diverse sexual behaviors. The information came from U.S. participants ages 14 to 49 during 2009.
14 to 49.
Yeah.
2009?
No, between 2009 and 2018. So this is a long-term study that they did.
So, and by the way, it's worse since COVID.
Yes.
COVID
Okay.
made it
Oh,
worse.
yeah, completely.
Yes. So there have been other studies showing that this was even more pronounced after COVID.
What's the mechanism there?
Really, before you go,
Many.
doctor, can I just say one quick thing?
Please.
I blame feminism. Listen, Tinder just put out a height filter. What I can say about this
Girl,
dating
that is
market
not feminism.
is
Women hating on the short kings is not feminism.
But women believing that they should be empowered enough that they can create their own custom-built men, that they deserve everything, don't need to work for anything, whereas men, they need to build up their income, their body, their physique,
Their height.
their personal development. Apparently, that's the one thing they can't build up, right? This dating market is totally rigged for women. And I think that's why guys aren't getting laid.
Whoa. Hey, she talking something. She dropping some gems. I mean, if you think about it, there was a time where people in a small town would match up who aligned with them. You feel me? The local shoemaker will probably get with the local dressmaker. The butcher would get with the waitress. The high school football star would get with the cheerleading star. You feel me? Now it's like, yo, if that waitress got a big enough ass, hey, this dude's that's in a DMs trying to fly across the country. So what's she gonna feel like? Hey, I don't need to get with this butcher. I could get with Brad in California. He trying to fly me out. So she gonna get gas and think like this is my standard. She could always do better. Not knowing Brad, the music producer, just wants to count the pimples on that booty one good time and send her ass home. And what's gonna happen? She's gonna complain like, oh, all guys just want this one thing and they're all dogs. When she should have just got with that loyal butcher in the first place, the man who aligned with her and would have treated her right. But it's an ugly cycle.
Benny Johnson said this to me, and then I'm going to stop talking because I definitely want to hear from Dr. Drew, but he's like, the world was a better place when men had a harder time seeing boobs. And I kind of wonder.
Okay,
but anyway,
my bad.
That's another layer to it. That their men are just, okay.
Too much porn.
So let me just,
that is my question.
Let me quickly clarify the study, okay? Because it wasn't a long-term study. My bad, I misread this. So they did the study in 2009, and then they did the same study in 2018. Yes, so to compare. And this is what they write. So they say, compared to adult participants in the 2009 survey, adults in the 2018 group were significantly more likely to report no penile vaginal intercourse in the prior year, the researchers found. Study participants were also significantly less likely to report engaging in any other sexual behaviors, such as oral sex or, other things.
Anything. Yeah.
All modes of past year partnered sex were reported by fewer in the 2018 cohort. So it is a growing problem.
Oh, yeah. And so we know birth rates are plummeting, right? So people are not forming pairs. They're not falling in love. They're not having sexual encounters. There's some data that shows that the apps are leaving a 5 or 10% zone of men that are having lots of sex. And they're the ones that
super
are super users, and they're actually hurting people. They're hurting women, and women are. I hear a lot from women. Where are the men? Where are all the men?
There's a term for that.
There's
They're called fuckboys.
Well, she has some passion in that voice. They're called fuckboys. He's like, well, what you want me to tell you? You know what I mean? Look at that look on his face. He got that look like, hey, stop opening them legs to the same dudes. I don't know what to tell you. That's on you. Coochie management, all right? And that's what's going down, man. A small percentage of men are tagging most of the women. So as a woman, you have to be realistic with yourself. If you are only attracted to the men that women want, you have to be prepared to share. You can't want the man that all the women want and expect him not to want nothing. It's not realistic.
You have vilified being a man. You have vilified it. I have been around the Gen Z and the millennials for quite some time. And what I saw was men fearful of being seen as toxic or trying to rape. They just withdrew. And God help you if you offer a girl a beer.
I'll take the beer.
I would too.
I'm a married woman.
I have a friend that got kicked out of 2 bars in New York for buying women drink. 2 different bars.
Are you serious?
It's considered predatory.
Wow.
So men are scared shitless. They don't know what to do. Then because they're withdrawing so much, they first of all don't feel worth. They're being told they're not worthwhile. They're particularly young white men are told they're bad, they're evil, they're the source of all problems. And they don't develop the skills necessary to communicate, to determine what they want to do.
Yeah, that's something, man, because, flirting and seducing and, socializing is definitely something that has to be exercised. The only way to get sharp is going through experiences. You got to get your heart broken. You got to, experience acceptance and rejection and all that. And, it will make you a better man at the end of the day. If he's not able to exercise that at all, it's going to be hard because there's always something new to learn. So he going to be way behind. It's going to be hard, man.
And they turn to porn.
I was going to ask you
and
that.
the porn gives them unrealistic expectations about everything. And they sort of take the position like, I'm fine, I got my porn, I'm fine. And for the first time, I did a show called After Dark for a few years over at your mom's house. And I started hearing about, from young men, something I had not heard all these decades talking to young men, the use of prostitutes. They were starting to turn to prostitutes because they had no other option.
And not only that, but OnlyFans, because OnlyFans, especially in today's generation, young women are literally getting excited to turn 18 so they can create an OnlyFans because
that breaks my
they are
heart.
seeing other women out there portray this lifestyle. And you know why they're oftentimes portraying it? because there are affiliate programs attached to OnlyFans where if you recruit other women, you make a buck
like a pyramid scheme.
off of
No,
what
that's
they make.
terrible.
It's a pyramid scheme for
Where
sex.
are the parents?
This is the
Where are the
prostitution
parents? I have the
aspect
answer
is becoming
to
more
that
and more
question.
normalized. And it's not just that. They're not only buying these women's pictures, but then their managers are messaging them, building parasocial relationships with these men.
The parasocial relationship thing, it's huge.
Very
It's
damaging.
sick.
So Dr. Drew, one last question, because
Yeah, it's cold, man. It's a cold game, man. You know? It sucks that, you know, the vulnerable are getting taken advantage of. You feel me? Some dudes just want, you know, someone to talk to, that companionship. Someone to make them feel like they care. You know, and it's whack that there are people out there that weaponize this and take advantage of them.
I hear you in regard to culture and how that's changed and how that impacts, you know, relationships in America. I am also curious about the impact of social media and how increasingly people aren't actually meeting with their friends in real life, communicating
All of it.
face to face. So when you don't
100%.
have that, there's like a difficulty in communicating when you're trying to, you know, seduce someone into
All
a
of it
relationship.
speaks of no experience, no skill.
Right.
I remember back in the 90s, I used to be, the hookup culture was the big thing. And I kept
Right.
saying, that's not, you're not happy doing this, I can tell, because you're always drunk when you do it. And I was advocating dating, where you just sit down, enjoy time with somebody, learn
Right.
who you are, learn who to break bread, whatever. Don't have all these expectations on every time you go out with somebody. That needs to come back again. That people need to hang out in person, in flesh with people
Yes.
a lot, and just enjoy that and develop a skill and start to figure out who you are, what you want, and who other people are. But this vilification of the young male has gone out of control. And they're pissed.
Yeah.
And I'm worried when they come out of it that they're
I
going to
have
be...
a confession,
Adam said the
like
same thing.
a big confession. Okay, so look, every woman is different. So I don't speak for all women.
You don't?
I
Why
don't.
not? Come
But
on.
I also have a problem with like some women, you know, who have engaged in that, you know, rhetoric in regard to men, kind of speaking on my behalf, because
Oh, I see what
I'll just talk about my preference. My preference is masculine men, like traditionally masculine men. That's what I'm just attracted to. I can't explain why. It just is what it is. So this like push to make men meek is unfair to women who don't want meek men either.
Translation, if you a soft ass sucker chump, you ain't getting that kitty cat wet. You ain't getting it wet. But you know that is most women. So all you dudes out there that be trying to, you know, pander, think it's gonna get you some panties, pandering for panties, they not attracted to it like you think. Real interesting though. Let me know what y'all think about this. Always love reading y'all thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe. Hope you have a beautiful day. Till next time, baby, I'm out.